Hello everyone, this is Earl from the I Live Truth podcast and channel, and I just want to do a quick video on setting fence posts without adding concrete, because I was doing a fence and I set a woven wire fence, so I set a bunch of posts and used concrete. I just dug the hole, stuck the post in dug the hole, stuck like 4 inches of concrete mix dry in the hole, added a little water, put the post in, poured dry concrete, and then added a bunch of water. And then, I don't know, maybe a month, possibly 6 weeks later, I noticed that all my posts were splitting in the middle. I'm guessing from the concrete expanding, and I'm already using smaller posts than I should be, 4x4, for this type of fence. And yeah, so I started doing a little bit of research and discovered that using concrete for these fences is not really the way to go. Not the most, doesn't have the most longevity, really. So anyway, I'm doing like these 2 posts you see in the back right here, these first 2. I set those using a tamping method. So basically, I just dig a hole and then make it extra wide, and then I pack the dirt in around it with this tool, this tamping tool. I'll show you real quick. This really heavy iron bar. It's got this sharp end on the one end, which I cut myself with already, and then this end, which is the important part. It's just really heavy and solid. So yeah, you just dig the hole, make it extra big so you can fit this end around the post completely, because you need to tamp it in around the post. You know, you throw in a little bit of dirt, a few inches worth, tamp it around, pack it down super hard around the post, and then you add more and keep doing it. And the surprising thing is I got this wheelbarrow right here, and one of the posts I dug previously when I was planning on using concrete, I just was kind of digging the hole with this post digger right here, and I was just kind of throwing the dirt, the soil aside. I didn't put it in a container. Anyway, I didn't have enough dirt to tamp the post in, and so I brought this wheelbarrow, and I've been digging the holes and throwing the dirt in the wheelbarrow, and surprisingly, like you can see a little bit of what's left in this wheelbarrow, which is like not much at all. Anyway, so I was expecting to have a lot more dirt left over so I could take it to the other post, and you really don't have much. Kind of surprising. I was expecting to have some left over because I'm putting the post in the hole, you know, so there's quite a bit of area that is now in the hole, you know. And anyway, that just means that the dirt's packed really good. And these ones I just set, after doing it all, I try to wiggle back and forth on the post, and they're more solid, more stable than the ones that I use concrete on, which is, again, surprising. And the beauty of this method is that, number one, you don't have to buy concrete, which isn't really that expensive, but the few posts I did, some I used 3 whole bags of concrete with for a single post, which is like between $15 and $20. And some I used 2 bags, which is still about $10 per post. And this fence is quite expensive to do a large portion of our yard. So anyway, yeah, this is the way to go. And it's cheaper. It doesn't require much work. I mean, it does require a little bit more work, but it takes a similar time, you know. So anyway, yeah. Just dig the hole. Keep the dirt in there. Just like so. And I'm going to pause the video right now and start recording again once I'm actually putting the post in. Alright? Alright. So, I'm going to pack the dirt in right here. Now, Just in case there's anybody out there that knows something or was able to find something I couldn't on the internet, I got these Bluetooth headphones, and I was hoping to be able to take the Bluetooth input and use it in my videos on Android, where I can use the Bluetooth headset as the mic for the video. But apparently the one app that did exist for that doesn't work on this version of Android I have. My phone is rooted, and the bootloader's unlocked. Not that that matters, but the root part might. Anyway, if anybody knows about app that exists, I did find an app that allows you to do it for the back camera, but not the front camera, which is kind of dumb. So that won't work for me. But anyway, now I got the bottom part in here packed down really well. So I will set this aside, get the post, stick it in there, and try and center it. As you can see right here, I got the line tied to line up the post to set them. Hey Nelly. Alright, so now I will try and keep it somewhat center. At least the bottom, just keep the bottom flat. So when I throw this dirt in there, it doesn't start getting under the post. Anyway, so get some of this. And once you get a few shovelfuls in there, it'll kind of stand up by itself. Better, anyway. Now this type of soil we have out here, it's really sandy. I don't know if you can really tell, but it's kind of like a combination. So the majority of my yard is sandy, very sandy soil. And then back here, this is the back portion of the fence. My property goes out about another acre that way. But yeah, this part, it's clay. So this hole right here took a lot of time to dig. Much more time than the other ones. So there we go. Now it's standing up by itself. Grab my level. Get it mostly straight. Looks good. Looks good right there. And so typically when you build a fence like this, you want to use round posts, like 5x5s or even 6x6s. And it's a little bit more challenging with these square posts, just because you have to line up the faces. So when you put the horizontal beam in, they fit. This is a 12-foot gap between here and there. This is going to be my gate. And I'm going to build it with pallets I got from work. But yeah, just something to keep an eye on. If you're doing this method, the tamping method versus the concrete method, you can take the posts out a lot easier than you could if you used concrete. Luckily, I did all 3 corners with concrete, well, minus these posts, but 3 of my corners I did with concrete, and I managed to have all the faces almost perfectly facing each other, so I had no issues. But anyway, I got this post somewhat level, and the only criteria for doing this correctly is you have to be able to fit the end of the tamping tool around the post completely. And my hole isn't quite big enough, but it's fairly heavy, so I can just kind of ram it up and down, and it'll make the hole big enough, because it's only like maybe a ½ inch maybe an inch in places, too small. So you don't have to kill yourself digging it if you have one of these tamping tools. And this thing was like 45 bucks at Lowe's or something. I was trying to figure out something I could use instead of buying something, but yeah, I was trying to find something that I could use that I didn't have to buy, but I'm really glad I bought this. Really helpful. Yeah, this thing, the hole is pretty small over here. But yeah, this ground is so hard, it's crazy. It's almost like concrete, it feels like. And I've seen reports. There is not many YouTube videos on this subject, setting posts without concrete. So I'm hoping I can really help some people out with this. Uh-oh. This post is not really facing the right way. Got to adjust it a little bit, which sucks, because it's already packed in there pretty well. Alright, I'm going to have to take this out. So I just made a ton of more work for me, but I guess good for you guys to learn. Alright, so round 2 with this post. Just another good point about paying attention to what you're doing and verifying before you commit. Yeah, it sucks having to do that. Luckily, it wasn't too hard. Didn't take too long to pull this post out and reset, shift it. That looks about good. Now, this doesn't have to be absolutely perfect, but you want it to be as close to perfect as possible. So, just food for thought. So that's about straight right there in that dimension. Good right there. All right. So grab my good old tamping tool. I really shrunk my hole, dumping all that dirt in the first time I put the post in here. But you live and you learn, so try and learn from my mistakes. And like I said, it doesn't have to be, the faces of the different posts don't have to be perfectly even. They'd have to be more even if you were building a three post H-brace, which is what you use for the corners on these. I didn't have to use, for one of my corners, I didn't have to use 3 posts because it's right on the edge of our property, and our house is very close to the line, so I just did 2, and I have to have like some T-posts in between my house and the one corner. It's only about maybe 8 feet from the corner to the house, and I'm just gonna, I set a 4x4 in a bucket, a 5-gallon bucket of concrete, and I'm just gonna extend it to the edge with T-posts. So hopefully that'll work all right. I mean, the purpose of the H braces is pretty much just to distribute the weight, the pressure, the tension from stretching the fence, pulling the fence. But should be fine. Might have a little gate there too. The amount of area that is going to be enclosed in this fence is probably about an acre, maybe an acre and a half. It's pretty much our whole backyard. Well, the part that we keep mowed, the part that we hang out in and stuff, where my kids play, where our chickens and ducks roam. I wanted to do a lot more, but it's pretty expensive to build a fence. So, let's check, see how level that is. Where did my, oh, there it is. Close enough. Close enough. All right, awesome. So, second time's the charm, I guess. Get some more dirt. And probably all this dirt that's in my wheelbarrow, well, most of it, not probably, but most of it, I probably had one shovelful left over from the other two posts I set. But yeah, it's really amazing to me, like, the strength, the density of this packed dirt that I just dug up for this post in this spot, you know, like, I haven't really looked into the components or the ratios of your typical Portland cement, but that's pretty much what everybody uses for posts and stuff, and I don't understand, you know, it's insane to me that way, I mean, it is kind of quick, but this doesn't, I mean, maybe 10 minutes, 20 minutes tops, more time to pack one of these posts in using this method compared to setting it in concrete. It's not that much more time. And I mean, typically when you're setting posts, you want it to be as permanent as possible, to last as long as it possibly can. So, like, in reality, it's definitely, like, cost effective or time efficient to do it this way. Even with these 4x4 posts, well, these ones that I'm packing in with the tamping method, these will probably outlive the posts that I set with concrete by years, you know. And I'm documenting this, so we'll see, you know. And I did really want to use the bigger posts, at least 4x6s or 5x5s, maybe, you know, 6x6s would be best, but those are like for keeping cattle in and stuff, and I'm pretty much just trying to keep my birds in and keep the neighbor's dogs out. But yeah, one of the benefits, obviously, of using bigger posts would be more strength, more stopping power for animals. But 4x4s should be just fine. Oh, also, using the bigger posts like that, it would they take a lot longer to decay. And allegedly, this tamping method helps keep the wood preserved longer, I guess. I don't know. Not exactly sure on the science behind it, but from the reports I've seen online, this seems to be the longest lasting method for setting posts. I suppose the longevity could be increased if you were to, well, these are treated. They're treated from Lowe's with some poison cocktail, I'm sure, but you could also burn, char the ends, like, I can't think of the name of the method. There's a caterpillar crawling on my phone, so hopefully it doesn't cover up the camera. Anyway, yeah, I'm sure there are many different steps you could take to keep these posts preserved longer, but I wanted this to be as quick as possible and as cheap as possible for a woven wire fence anyway, and so we're just kind of winging it. This is a good time to say that if you enjoy this content, consider liking, sharing, subscribing, and comments are really nice. It's nice to engage with the people who are listening to this stuff. If this is the first video of mine you've seen, then I do a regular podcast videos too, where I explain my process of learning to become a better man, better father, better husband. I mean, I'm not married, but I don't plan on staying that way forever, and I do plan on repairing the relationship that I have with my girlfriend, the mother of my 2 children. We've been together for about 6 years. Anyway, yeah, I'm trying to be a better man. I'm using the Bible as my rule book. I explain my struggles, my triumphs. I reflect on my behavior. I'm using this to stay accountable, you know, and also to create a record, a public record, to hopefully help the next generation, my son, my daughter too. You know, this is the journey of a man. However, everybody can learn from it. I just want to be better, you know. I want to be a good model for my children. I want to instill values in them, and I want them to be good, and I want them to see an example, a display of strength, humility, resilience, courage, honesty, and truth. It's very hard in this day and age to focus on truth for some people, and especially regarding their own actions, their own behavior. Very hard for most people to look at themselves. It's hard for me. I'm not great at it, but I'm working on addressing my weaknesses, my faults, and changing them into strengths and assets rather than liabilities. Yeah, so also bookmark ilivetruth.com, join the Telegram channel, I Live Truth. You can go to the website t.me/ilivetruth, or you can just search for I Live Truth on Telegram. And some of the topics on some of my streams are, let's just say, inappropriate for YouTube. So all of my streams will never be available on my YouTube channel. But I don't see me having videos on my website, at least anytime in the near future. So this is the only place you'll get videos like this that share my journey of building my farm, stuff like that. Yeah, so that's my little spiel. But yeah, this is my calling, I think, you know. I want to leave something behind. I want to provide part of a solution instead of just focusing on the problems and what I don't like about the world. That is not productive, very counterintuitive for creating the reality, for creating the world that I want my children to live in. So, yeah, bookmark ilivetruth.com and subscribe if you find this interesting or want to support this journey of empowering the youth. All right, so looks good. Let's oh yeah, pretty steady. So yeah, with that, hope y'all are having a good day out there. Hope this helped you, and take it easy.